Olabafetu. I don't bafethu la. Do you think Orlando Pirates will really pay 18 million for ML Vitboy? Welcome to Source Football Wisdom. Please, Buffett, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and post. Especially to subscribe. Yantela Buffett, please. Please, let's engage here. You know how we engage Lago, Source Football Wisdom. So that what are you thinking, you guys? Do you think Pirates will do it or not? And then let's engage. And then Simone Nugutige, where we going?
What money?
Fethu?
Otherwise?
No, grand fethu grand.
No, I mean ngijabulile ses countdown amalanga. Nge1 yasuka iPSL yaqala. Orlando Pirates izo defend the championship yayo, so I know kuzoba mnandi. But asiqale ngayo le transfer market. It's been a very very busy transfer market. Qale nge Stellenbosch FC ifuna 16 million for Langelihle Phili lapha ku Kaizer Chiefs. And then manje sesiyabona uEmil Vitboy Stellenbosch isifuna 18 million for yena. Wena for lesikhathi osichithile ubona lo mfana lo Emil Vitboy, do you honestly think Orlando Pirates should spend that much and sign lo mfana lo?
To be honest, I like the boy, man. I like the boy. Cool. I like the boy. He's a very good player. I like him, but I don't think 18 million. It's really a fair price for the player, because remember that the player he never played at the highest level to be really put that price tag on him. But yeah, well, I don't know how do they get it to that price tag, Emil Vitboy. But yeah, I like the boy. I don't know. But you know, in football, there's one thing I love about football is that you can sit down and negotiate. You know, try to find some solutions there and there. You know, end up getting the player. So if really all of the Pirates wants the boy, I think they will find the solution. But I don't think he worth it at 18 million. Because it's about, you are left with 2 million for the price tag of the league. I don't think it's that he's in that level. I don't think so.
Good man. A rumor has it Lomfana plays in the same position as Relebohile Mofokeng. Layer number 10. Very effective young boy. He's exciting. Dalak Kulunyanga is unfortunate to go to team Akidala second division. Are Orlando Pirates desperate for the replacement of Relebohile Mofokeng leading into the new season?
It's important for Orlando Pirates to get a replacement for Orele, because remember that they need to defend the Betway Premiership. They still to defend the MTN 8. They still to defend the Carling Knockout. So now they've got a Champions League that they'll be participating in the Champions League. So it's very, very important for Orlando Pirates really to get a replacement for Orele, because if they're not going to do that, then it's going to be a bit of a struggle for a team of Orlando Pirates. And I don't think that everyone is ready to face that struggle without Orele. So, yes, I think he will be a good replacement, but my problem is the package itself.
So should the Orlando Pirates get Grootman City for whatever reason they failed to sign Lomfana Emil Vitboy, more bigger within the squad of Orlando Pirates, who then takes over their responsibility? You have a Kabelo Dlamini, Petutito. If also Napoli Saga Hambina is Ambono turn to transition into a number 10. When I'm up Pegile, Bas Valaganjan les Kalasagarile with the players that they have, including Nalaba Fanabi DDC Ababa promoting.
No, I think Tito will still remain as that number 10, you know, and you still have those wingers that you can play Sbelebele, you can play Apolise, you can play Moremi, you know. I think Tito is still gonna be that key number 10. I think one thing that I would say to Tito Guti, the responsibility is still there. You know, really, you know, he took a bit of a load in the shoulders, you know, but now that load that really took from you, it's coming back again, because we the responsibility is coming back to you to say, carry us again. So Tito is gonna go back to that natural position, and yeah, the reason is Tito has been the number 10, and because of really, came to the party, and it took a bit of a load away from Tito. So that's why a lot of people, they thought to Tito he's not really himself, he's not doing very well. But for me, I think Tito is still gonna be a crucial part of the team.
Hotman, the reason Skalang Pirates, it's because Bama defending champions.
Yeah.
You look at the number of players abahambile bayadlala World Cup for Orlando Pirates. Evidence Mahupa, apparently naye kuna ma team amfunayo overseas. Asazi if indaba yakhona seyiconfirmiwe, or if it's even going to be confirmed. Ozwina Police, it was rumored naye ukuthi njengoba bekaloka sele lapha United States ngathi bekunama ongoing negotiations between team yase Europe ne Orlando Pirates. Now urile and it's confirmed uhambile. Apparently no talent embatha naye khona team emfunayo. Should Orlando Pirates lose lama player lawa we4, they've already lost to really. If they lose lawa manyama itreng babalile Police Mahupa nombatha, bazo defender kahle na le championship yabo.
To be honest, yeah, if they'll lose Umbatha and lose Police, that's gonna be a hard one. I don't think we do have players that they will come in and replace those players at Pirates currently as we are talking now. Especially Umbatha in that midfield, he's a key player for Orlando Pirates in that midfield, because even if he's not there, when he's not there, you can see that talent is not there. And remember that a couple of games towards the end of the season, Umbatha will strap his knee and play. It tells you that how important he was for the team. So but yeah, the boy again, Umtiane from Stellenbosch, I think the boy, if Utalende is going, maybe he will come in that position. Umtiane, he's a very good player. I've been watching him for quite some time, and he's been doing very well at Stellenbosch. So I think maybe that's the reason why Orlando Pirates they had to get him from Stellenbosch, because they know that Utalente Mbata won't be with us coming to this new season.
I know, sizobona khona Hotman. Mina, my only issue is that they are not signing ama attackers kakhulu. They've invested in more ama midfield sharp babasayinila bomthia ne center back lomfana lwako Richards Bay, Neo Rapo in defense. Yes. But we still don't see an announcement of a striker. We still don't see an announcement of new wing forwards nabantu abadlala laphayana ku number 10. Is Orlando Pirates investing in the right departments so far?
Look, I think where they were supposed to focus on more is in the striking force. Because I don't think the Pirates with if Makgopa is leaving also, even if he's not leaving Makgopa, but I don't think Mutuma and Makgopa, these are the strikers are really that will put the Pirates in a position to really defend the league and also go for the Champions League. I don't think they do have a striker like that. So they should get really a top striker that if midfielders they can't score, and then he will come to the party. But yeah, Pirates, I think they should focus more on the striking part. That because the other departments, I think Pirates is okay, but they up front, that's where there's a problem.
I know. Let's talk about the players that the Orlando Pirates have released so far this season. Sibonile ba release uThabiso Sesane to iSwelele FC leyo ingizwe sobhlungu kakhulu. Ba release lo mfana lono Rasibucha naye bam releasile. These are players that ababa announced during the week, and then nalaba fana laba abe DDC. Is releasing Thabiso Sesane really a mistake? Do you think they'll look back and regret why bam hamselu Thabiso Sesane?
Look, it's. I hope it's a loan. I hope it's a loan because why I'm saying this, he's still young, and when you look at that defense, you've got Usiema is young, you've got Ulontuzana, CBC, you've got Ukogi, and who else? I think maybe they just want him to go and get some game time and get that confidence, and then maybe he will come back because I believe he's one of the best defenders that also Orlando Pirates have got. He's a typical Siema player. He's a typical Siema player. He's good with the ball. He's good in marking. He's good in covering. He's a good reader of the game. So I hope he's going there with the loan because I believe that when you've got a young boy like him at this age, I think if I'm not mistaken, he's turning 23 this year. If I'm not mistaken, so a player like that, you should keep him. You should keep him in the team. But yeah, I hope he's going there to Suwelele with a loan.
Asikhulume ngeteam yakho ke Hotman, team enkulu amakhosi for life. Ama-team abhizi ku-transfer market. Abantu baya release, abantu baya sign, abantu kwenzakala izinto ezikhulu. Hayi Hotman, i-team yethu since nje baz announce uDa Cruz noMloyisane. But we see they've recently signed Lumjita Lona or Ricardo Lina from Stellenbosch. I mean from East Kukuna United. Signed him again now as a free agent. What have you made of the Kaizer Chiefs during this transfer window?
Because for life. Yeah. Look, one thing that they I would say they did right was to get a coach. Because there were some confusion there with both co-coaches in terms of taking decisions. So now we will see now. Because the other one, he's with Skukune. The other one, where is he? He's with Devon City. Yes, he's with Devon City. So we will see when now they are standing alone, how are they going to perform. And then they've got a coach. We don't know whether the coach is also coming with his technical team or is going to use what Chiefs they've got, because now the two co-coaches, they left. So there's no assistant coach. So I don't know, maybe they will put in Mr. Kumalo there, or they will put Dylan Shepard there to assist the coach. Yeah, you know, when it comes to these free agent players, I don't know. I don't know what is happening there at the village in terms of getting all these free agent players. I don't know what is the plan behind that, because they've got Malusane for free. They've got the keeper, Ronaldo. Yeah, Ronaldo from Sukukune. Those are good players. By the way, you've got good players. It's not that they are just players. No. These are very good players. I mean, Ronaldo, he was also selected in the national team. It tells you. Balosane also, he was also part of the squad most of the time until towards the World Cup. But look, they for me, they've got good players. So I don't know whether they're still gonna add in the midfield and also in defense, because I think and I believe that they should add another defender, because the two that they've got, those are defenders that they don't finish a season. They play 2-3 months, they're injured. 2-3 months, they're injured. So I think the Chiefs, they should look at that again to get another defender and add in the midfield in terms of carrying more attacking players that they will create chances, players that they will score goals. You know, same applies to, as you see that Orlando Pirates, they want Emil Witbooi, and Why not also Kaizer Chiefs come to the party and say, boy, look, come here. We don't have much competition here. You've got the position. No one. We don't have that number 10 that make things happen for us. So that will be your own position. So, yeah, I hope the management, they will sit down and say, look, we still have to add 1 or 2 things in the team.
Now, you look at Kaizer Chiefs holistically, how they performed last season. It's been an ongoing thing lately. My team Macmela sign Chiefs but charge malining, and then Chiefs have to wait for players good Baba free transfer. Now Lomchitalo Ricardo Lina bebafuna ukumthenga vele from Isikhukhune, but I materialize angaleyo deal. I've also there to wait for him to be a free transfer, same as Utabiso Mloisane. Bebafuna ukumthenga, they had to wait to go by free transfer. Why do you think teams don't want to sell to Kaizer Chiefs in the Betway Premiership?
I doubt that the teams, they don't want to sell players to Kaizer Chiefs. Remember that you'll always go with a bigger offer. You know, if Chiefs says Bafuna Umaloisan, and then they are prepared to pay let's say 10 million. Then there comes Pirates says we're gonna give you 13 million. Obviously, where is he gonna go? He's gonna go to Pirates. That's how the game plays. You know, if you are the player and you put an offer, and then there's another one who's putting an offer, you weigh those offers and look at which offer is better than the other one, and then you take it. That's how it is. And but I will say this. I will whisper to Kaizer Chiefs about this. When I ask you guys to say go for a certain player, please do so. Please do so, because I'll tell you why. I believe that I've got a good eye of seeing players. And most of the players that I ask you to sign them, as early as, maybe 4th game of the season or 5th game of the season, when I say, guys, sign this boy. If you do that, I'm telling you. Because now you want to see more of him playing. The more he plays, the more the value is going up. The time you want now to put an offer for him, someone else comes and put an offer. Now it's going to look like teams that don't want to send their players to Kaizer Chiefs. But it's not the case. The case is that go early. Mbambele semanzi ngoba lazi laqina uzothi uyaligoba liphuke ligoba semanzi. When I advise you to say get this boy, run, look, run and get that boy. And when it's early, when the season starts, most of these players, their value is not high. Maybe you'll find that instead of you paying 10 million, maybe you'll spend 5 million for that boy. And then when the season goes on, come end of the season, the value of the player is ×2 of what you've paid. That's the reality. So now I'm advising you guys to say, I do have a good eye. And when I advise you to say, go for this boy, he's a player for Kaizer Chiefs. He's got these similarities of the ex-players that they used to play for Kaizer Chiefs. Players that we all love, Abo Thabo Moeki, Tshepo Mlatedi, Dr. Khumalo, Wellington Manyati, Abo Grootmane Lapayana, Donald Ace Kuse, Abo Frank Makua, the late Thabang Lebisi. I can name them. So because of I've been watching Kaizer Chiefs for years and years, when I was still a baby, watching Kaizer Chiefs. So I know what type of players that really Kaizer Chiefs want, and those players can suit the style of Kaizer Chiefs. So Kaizer Chiefs is different. It's not like Orlando Pirates, it's not like Sundowns. They've got their own type of football, and they've got their own type of players that suits the Kaizer Chiefs culture and style. So yeah, I'm saying it's not that teams they don't want to sell players to Kaizer Chiefs. They always go for a better offer. That's it.
So kushuthi Chiefs nayo mele yenza ama offer ahlakaniphile. Currently Hotman, which players when are you looking at Betway Premiership or even in the National Second Division or even good DDC or bona ukuthi laba bangasuta style of play Kaizer Chiefs? Sicela baphi advice so that nabo shem next season na iqala season bazokwazi ukucompete.
Look, just that this boy, I like him, but he went to Sundowns, and I thought Kaizer Chiefs would go for him, Undlovu from Arrows. I thought, yeah. And then the other player that I think he can also suit the style of Kaizer Chiefs, the boy Kwaiba. You remember Kwaiba, the one from Cheaper to Pirates, and we went back to Cheaper. I think that boy can also give Chiefs something.
Yes,
these are the things that when you drag your feet, then somebody comes before you and then take the boy. Yeah, I heard that they're looking for Pili. Pili, I think also he's one of those players that can give the team something, you know. And I was so, let me put it this way, I was so really not per se disappointed, but really disappointed to say, why did he didn't go for that boy Mtaka, the left back of Stellenbosch? Now he went to KwaMazulu. And yeah, it's tough, man. It's tough, man. I think after 3-4 games, I can give an advice in terms of seeing the players that are playing currently and what is it that they can do and how they can do it.
So they've confirmed ukuthi they are parting ways no George Matlo. Uyahamba George Matlo ku Chiefs. Nalo mfana lo Thabo Cele, it's looking as if Chiefs ifuna ukuthi bamrelease. Funny enough, they haven't said anything about Tuserino whether uyahlala or akahlali. If comment section you have the information, what have you made of the players that the Kaizer Chiefs have released so far? Like, what have you made of them releasing those players? Is it good for Ama player? Is it good for the club? Or is it bad for both parties?
No, I to be honest, I think it's fair for Umatlo because he never really get a chance at Kaizer Chiefs last, I would say, the couple of seasons, and then with Tuchel, I'm not too sure what are they trying to do if they want to release him, because now if they release him, then the Pirate will be only left with Mabuya in that midfield, and I think Ucele and Mabuya, they will give Duzan a good balance that midfield Kaizer Chiefs, and the only thing that they need to do is to get the number 10, because when you've got to Ucele and then you've got to Mabuya there, and then you get the number 10, because I remember that I hope him to, maybe he's better now. Maybe he will be coming back, but now is also, even if Mdu is better, he's still gonna he's gonna take him a bit of time to as have a fit and then have that confidence to go on again. So in Kaizer Chiefs, they need the number 10, and then I think they should negotiate with Ucele to ask him to stay, because he's going to give them a good balance in that midfield, especially as now they're going to play the Confederation Cup. They've got the league. So I think they should negotiate with him to stay. Yeah, for Matlo, I think it's fair that both parties they can agree to say, thank you very much.
I know. Now let's move on to Kabuyelo, Mamelodi Sundowns. Before we go deep into his Sundowns, we saw ukuthi Orlando Pirates were interested in Lomfana Losanda Ndlovu, and then from season ongoing last season abantu abaningi bese sisho sithi it's finalized uNdlovu uza ku Pirates, only for Mamelodi Sundowns to make a better offer Lomfana wagijima wasign. As a former player, Grootman, bengicela ukubuzisa kuwe ukuthi what do you think of players chasing imali more than ama careers wabo ne game time? Because I remember even Hugo Prusuke wakhuluma ukuthi there's this thing with South African players where they just bagijimisa imali more than ama career wabo, using Ufawaz Basadine as an example, not Jaden Adams. Ufikile ku Mamelodi Sundowns, Ufawaz Basadine, he's not getting game time. Akayanga AFCON, and we're talking about umuntu obeka second choice aka Aubrey Mudiba. Akayanga na go World Cup. Jaden Adams himself naye uyadlala sometimes akadlali. Luckily towards the end of the season uyaphakamisa isandla sakhe, but the list is endless. Maningi ama player at Sundowns, Monapule Saleng is there not getting game time. What have you made of these players bagijimisa imali lapha Sundowns babe bazi ukuthi they're not going to get game time?
Look, that's a very tough question, because look, these boys are playing because they love the game. But I remember that in loving the game, at the end of the day, you need to put the food on the table. You get what I'm saying? So that's where I think sometimes it's catching up with everyone to say, these boys, they need to put food on the table. So now if somebody comes and give me a better offer so that I can put food on the table better than the way I used to do, definitely I would go for it. Let's be realistic. I'll make a good example. If you work for Vodacom now, you're working for Vodacom, you've got a good position in Vodacom, and then it comes MTN and offer you a better package than the one they're getting at Vodacom. What are you going to do? Are you going to stay because you love Vodacom, or are you going to go to MTN because there's a better offer? You'll go to MTN. It's you know, the unfortunate part in all of this is that because of its football, and there's also a lot of feelings in terms of no, I love this player playing for Kaizer Chiefs, I love this player playing for Pirates, I love this player playing for Sundowns. But at the end of the day, when the better offer comes, then now isasebenza indaba yothando manje of loving a team. It's about am I gonna be secured in terms of me, my wife, my kids? Are you gonna be okay if I take this offer that MTN is giving me? But if I still believe that the offer that I've got from Orlando Pirates is better than what they want to give me, then why should I go? Then you decide to stay. That's the thing. So now here's the thing when I'm doing. As I said, it's a tricky one. I'm still saying that. They need, at the end of the day, they need to secure their families. As much as they're playing, yes, but as they're playing, it's part of work. They're looking after their families. They've got wives, they've got girlfriends, they've got kids, they've got extra family members, that they need to take care of them. So that's why I said it's a tricky one. But if you go to a team, obviously, when the team asks you, they'll tell you to say, no, come in, we've got a lot of games, you're going to play, and this and that, and here's a good package, then you'll go, definitely. But it's not that per se, in reality, they're running after money. No. They still have the love of the game. They still love the game. But at the same time, they need to make sure that their families, they are being taken care of.
Okay, so that's the first signing for Mamelodi Sundowns. Obviously, nalomfana lo fine vehicle I'm signing less nini. Now there was a rumor yaga repair. Hotman maybe when I was confirmed la yona ukuthi uyabuya or akabuyi because esibonile le team lebe kayidlalela lapha eSpain postile ukuthi they are parting ways naye. They even posted him on social media yabo bambonga for his services. But now all of a sudden there's interest from Mama team wase Saudi for yena Lucas Ribeiro. What are the chances of him coming back to the Betway Premiership and playing for Mamelodi Sundowns this coming season?
Look, there is a possibility of seeing him back. Because as the World Cup, I think, if not last week, maybe 2 weeks back, he was here. Ribeiro was here. Ribeiro. Obviously, he still has to sit down with Mamelodi Sundowns and go through his contract and so on and so forth. There is a possibility of him playing here at Sundowns this season. There is a possibility. They are still negotiating, but there is a possibility that he will be here because he is not there. And now, according to how he went to that team, that clause, I think, doesn't allow him to do it again. So there is a possibility of of Ribeiro to be at Sundowns this season.
And then Sabona got it's rumored they've confirmed the signing of Umailula.
Yeah.
I player labo. So kushuthi if uyabuya vele ifiqiniso he's coming back home ubuyela la suka khona. Do you think Mamelodi Sundowns really needs him? Uyambona umuntu kunento azoyiletha for the club?
Look, I don't know whether they signed him as a striker or they signed him as a winger. I'm not sure on that. But if they signed him as a striker, it's going to be tough for him. It's going to be tough for him because when you look at Reina's top striker, look now, they just released Ushalu Lile, an all-time top goal scorer. Sundowns has just released him. So now they've signed Mailula. Reina's right now, he's a second choice because Leon, that boy is a beast. That boy is something else. So he will need to work. Even if they play him as a winger. You've got, Sales. You've got Santos that plays sometimes in the width. You've got Ulonduzana. Who's this boy, man? Matthews. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. So he will need to work. So, but he's a good player. But Mabambi is about Strat. I'm going to be able to call him and say, yeah, I'm shy. So, yeah, I also like the player. The player. He's a very good player. He's very quick, he's smart, he can score goals, he can create. He's a very good player. It tells you again to say, Sundowns, they mean business. If they go for quality players like this, they mean business. Because I think this season, they'll want to go for all what is at the table. Anything that is going to be put on the table, I think Sundowns will go for it this season. So I'm counting the Betway Premiership, MTN 8, Carling Black Label, Nedbank Cup, Champions League. They'll go for all of that. Look at the quality that they've got. So, yeah. Sundowns, they're doing a business. And I like that. I respect the person who do against something. Wabona ukuthi made a mistake and come back and rectify that mistake. I respect that person. The coach Caruso, I respect him. Remember at some point last season he said no, he needs to trim the squad. But during now the second round of the season, he realized that, I shot myself on the foot. Because now I'm struggling with certain players in certain positions. So I think this season, now he says to himself, no, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make sure that I've got enough depth in all the positions so that I can go for the kill for anything that is going to be put on the table.
Hotman, Kunalendaba leya Peter Shalulile. Obviously, Mamelodi Sundowns have decided to not continue now for the next season. They've released them. Mara, there's a rumor yale release clause leya Peter Shalulile, but he's not allowed to sign for our rivals where Mamelodi Sundowns, which means he can't sign for Orlando Pirates and he can't sign for Kaizer Chiefs. As umuntu or who's in the game, who understands the game better than us, is it really true? Is it even possible for Mamelodi Sundowns to do that? Go Peter Shalulile.
Well, I don't know with players. I only know with coaches. To say if we release you, you can coach maybe for about 6 months or whatever the case may be. But I only know with coaches, not with players. With players, it's the first time I hear that there's a clause that Shalulile can be signed and Pirates can be signed in Chiefs. I don't. It's the first time I hear a clause like that for a player. For coaches, yeah. For coaches, I do know that they do put such clauses to say you can't go there, you can't go there, you can go there, and you need to wait for a couple of months for you to be effective and so on. But to be honest, it's the first time for me to hear that Shalulile is got the clause to say you can't sign for our rivals.
But if is it fair on the player?
No. If that's the case, that's not fair because if the big team wants me, and then I must go. You know, if for example, I will say, Shalulile now left Sundowns. Pirates, they must go for him. He's got experience. He's been there for years. He knows what he's doing. It's in him. Scoring is not something new from him. It's something that he knows. He knows how to score. Shalulile. So yeah, I don't know too. I'm not sure. I don't want to lie. It's the first time I hear a clause like this for a player.
I know. It's something really interesting to hear. But Hotman, now let's move on to Hugo Broos and Bafana Bafana. Finally, Hugo Broos he won't be continuing as Bafana Bafana head coach akafuna ukuba South Africa or ebolweni 24/7. But he's willing to assist ISAFA with department maybe of scouting izinto yena azikhulumayo. Do you think ukuthi Hugo Broos njengoba a step down, SAFA still have plans for Hugo Broos under Bafana Bafana, even if it's as a scout or maybe as a technical director asas?
To be really honest, I would say Coach Hugo Broos did very well. In his time with us as South Africans. Coaching our team, go to AFCON, go to World Cup, go to knockout. It did very well. But remember that he came here as a coach. So as now he says he's done in coaching, then I don't think it's going to be fair. I don't think it's going to be fair for any coach that will come in and find Hugo Broos being an advisor or technical director or whatever the case may be. No one will feel more comfortable working under him if he's going to be given that opportunity as a technical director or an advisor to the national team. I think if he's not going to be the coach, then thank you very much. Then he can go home. Done.
Are you happy with his decision? Hugo Broos or do you think maybe go at least until AFCON?
No, look, he said it before. After the World Cup, we are retired. So if he says that, let's give him that wish of him retiring. The World Cup is done, so now he needs to retire. Then we need to look at who's gonna come in. Like I said before, because we all knew that our coach is going to retire after the World Cup. Why we didn't get somebody to go and watch the team in the World Cup and see those players in that high level. How do they respond in that? So that when he takes over, he knows how to work with the team. When he needs to add 2, 3, 4 players, he knows that he's going to add those players based on which players that is going to get from the team. Coach Hugo Broos. So, yeah, for me, thank you very much.
I know. Siyambongela Hugo Broos uyenzile into yakhe. Sizwile Coach Arthur Zwane submitted his CV. For being a Bafana coach, we know Coach Pizzo and I submitted his CV. Before Stella good to who do you think would do a better job? Do you think Coach Arthur Zwane is ready to take upon that responsibility of being the national coach of Bafana? Should he be considered, of course?
Can I, before I answer your question, can I ask you personally the question? Can you coach Bafana?
No.
Why?
I don't have the experience. I don't have the experience, and I've never coached at that level. Like, easy.
Okay. So, Coach Arthur has been coaching with PSL for quite some time. He's been in the setup of the national team. He knows how to deal with issues of the national team. Don't you think, Uguti, if we give him that opportunity, he can do something? Why not? Why are we saying he can't? Why can't we give him that opportunity to say, Coach, here's an opportunity. Go for it also. Why not? Who are we thinking? Besides Coach Pizzo, who else that we think can come in? If Coach Arthur feels that he can take the national team, why not? Give him support like we did with Hugo Broos. If Coach Arthur he says, I want so and so to be part of my team, and then why not? Same applies to Coach Pizzo. I always say, for coaches to get that experience, you need to start somewhere. As a coach, before you can be a coach, you need to start somewhere and coach somewhere so that you can be a coach. It's impossible. So he's been there in the game, he's been there in the setup of the national team. He understands the dynamics of finding players, getting players, how they should gel, what format or what system or what strategy do you use in that level? Do you play a build-up game like we all want to see in our teams, or we play differently because it's a national team? We just come in for that week, and in that week you've got 4 days to prepare for your team. Maybe you've got 3 days to prepare for the game that you're gonna play. How do you balance your team when it comes to that? So I believe that he's got that experience of being in that situation.
And then, according to you, I know you said it last time, but now that Coach Arthur is in the running now for being head coach of Bafana, according to you, which coach should take over from Hugo Broos, and how does that coach change the situation Bafana for the better?
Let me put it this way straight before. Me, personally, I believe that Coach Pizzo can take us to another level. I believe in him. You know, the reason why I believe in him is that one, he's got a lot of experience now. He coached here, he won things here in our league. He went to Al Ahly. Al Ahly, they always say it's the biggest team in the continent. One of the biggest teams in the continent. So he did very well there. He went to the Gulf. He did very well also in the Gulf. So he's got experience. And another thing that he knows South African players. And he knows how to balance in terms of this football that we all love, of looking around the tiki-tak, and the football of winning. He knows how to play that football. Look at how he was coaching Alage. You will ask yourself and say, is that Coach Pitso for really? Because of him that he was the one who came back with that piano Shushan at Sundowns where it was lost. Then he brought it back. And in the mix of that, he had players that can score goal. He had players, you remember we had CPT. Is it CPT? Yeah. It was Castro, Billiard, and Sereno. Dolly, yes, and Dolly. So that combination, he knows how to find those things, Coach Pitso. So I strongly believe that he's one coach that can really take us somewhere.
I know. So goes a hot man. And then just in closing, bengicela ukuthi sikhulume kancane njenge World Cup. What have you made of the FIFA World Cup so far? Siyabona abantu abaningi are complaining about the racism against African teams. Obviously people are not happy with what happened between Egypt and Argentina. When so far ucabanga ngale World Cup?
Yeah, it's I'll leave the politics for the politicians. Because I'm not a politician. I'm a coach. I'm a coach. I'm a technical director at the Randburg Football Club. Yes, I was a bit disappointed when I'm too. Very, very disappointed. Because I believe personally that we need to be honest to ourselves in how we do things. Here's my argument in that one of two is that there was a goal that Egypt scored. Then they took it back, they said there was a foul. Indeed, there was a foul. Because players of Argentina said there was a foul there, go to VAR, there was a foul there, go to VAR. Okay. They went to VAR. Indeed, there was a foul. I agree. Perfect. All right. Now, here's Argentina. Scored a goal. Players are asking for VAR. Give them that VAR. They've got the right. They've got the right to say, we're not satisfied. Can we see the VAR? We believe that there was a foul in the box. And indeed, there were two fouls in the box. The one was a pulling inside the box when the Egyptian player was making a run inside the box. There was a pull. Two, almost a similar touch. Almost similar touch that happened when Egypt scored a goal. It happened to Salah. When it happened to Salah, they went all the way to score a goal. Argentina. And then when players asking for VAR, then they couldn't get it. Now you ask yourself, why when we ask for our justice, we can't get it? But others, when they ask for that justice, they get it. Because I'm saying, if we ask for that VAR and we find out there was no foul in that, in the two incidents that I'm talking about now, there's no foul. Okay, fine, that's fair. It's a goal. Argentina, they won. Done, finish. But now, if indeed it's a foul, and then now there's nothing that is happening, I ask myself to say, oh, Jesus Christ, this it's not on. And then now after the game, I heard the president of FIFA says the referee, he's going home tomorrow, taking an early flight. If indeed everyone says Argentina, they deserve to win that game, why the referee are sending him home? Because he did the right thing. So why are you sending him home? So now, because you also that he made mistakes, crucial mistakes, with people that are there also in the VAR, then Egypt, they're out. So for me, I don't think it's a justice for Egyptians. If we all believe, the president himself says, the referee is going, let's have a rematch. Because you also that something didn't go right. So let's have a rematch. And then see that Egypt, they're going to be beaten by Argentina now or not. That's my opinion. So that's why I'm saying I'll leave the politics for the politicians. But based on being once a player, being in that field of play, to say, can I satisfy myself with the justice? If Mdu can call for VAR and be granted the VAR, if I call for VAR, can I be granted for VAR? That's all I'm saying. Mdu.
Godman, just in closing, le VAR lena, if you fail at the highest and biggest stages of football, go World Cup, is it even going to be a solution for Tina Lago PSL whenever we experience poor officiating in a game? Is it even worth bringing it? Like
you seem to, it's, we need VAR, but we need honest people. We need VAR because there are certain things that you don't see. Like, for example, I think that was fair that after that goal in Egypt, and then all of us, we didn't see that foul. All of us, we didn't see it, including the referee himself. Everyone didn't see it. And then it was a goal, and then they had to go back with the VAR to say, no, there was a foul. But the funny part is that now when it happens to Egypt, now that that VAR doesn't come to the party. So, yes, we do need VAR because there are some incidents where I believe that VAR comes in and help, But where my point of view, my advice to a VAR, we need to be really honest and be broader in the way we're doing things. Decision making is key. We need to go back to watch in all the details leading up to the goal. And if anyone suspects something somewhere, let's give that person the benefit of the doubt. Let's go back and review and say, yes, we can see it. Here, no, it needs to change. We need the VAR too. I'm not going to lie to you. We do need it.
I know. Thank you, Godman. Best call is Valerian.
Bafowethu lona ubongane Benedict Vilakazi bambiza uTso bambiza uLittle Napoleon umshikashika insizwa ezishumi mayoda ngeke enze lutho. Ngithi bafethu, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share and post, especially to subscribe la ku Tso's Football Wisdom at Omni Audio Africa. Tango.